this actually has started working. Anyway, in fuck shittity talk. My God, man, you would think that social media platform is run by some sort of a fucking authoritarian communist party or or something. Oh, I don't. It is. Oh man, I can't get any shit to stick on that fucking shittity talk, man. The fucking chinks are all over it. Anyway, enough about Chinatown. Talking points for today, right? And I don't even need to listen to what the talking heads are doing. Fanny away about in the computer. They bits fanny about in the computer and have Jeremy Vine on, which is ITN, in the UK and the old school media, the mainstream media, some people call it. There's only three providers: Sky, BBC, and ITN. That's it. No, there's Channel 5 and Channel 4. Go and look who produces them and who's the editorial, who has and who produces it has the editorial stance. Thus, go figure. Anyway, I digress. So today, one of the talking points, which big lanky Jeremy Vine, that guy has never met the fucking Fibonacci sequence or golden ratio in his life. He looks like one of those big massive puppets, the way he moves, man. His body's just no... It's not the right ratio, man. I think he came out his most fan. I think they pulled him out his most fanny with his arms and the pure stretched, like Stretch Armstrong, and they never went back. But I digress. So today we've got Esther Ranson. It's the first time I've looked at her name, how it's spelled. Ranson. Coming out, and she's joined Dignitas because she's dying of lung cancer and all that jazz. So it's brought the topic of assisted suicide up, and everybody make up their own mind on that. You know, that's the way I see it. But she's talking about how if she goes to Switzerland, her family goes. There's a chance the police would prosecute her family members when they come home, which I've never heard of actually happening. But in legally speaking, technically, they could get charged. So they're looking for a change in the law. Now, regardless of where you stand on that, because that is your prerogative, I'm not here to get in your head and try and sell you one side or the other. But what I would like to point out, because people will think this is people come to this conclusion independently and not being a part of a bigger, larger NPC drip down propaganda machine. What you'll find is all the religious nuts going after tits about this, right? Not for any logic, rhyme, or reason. But listen, I'm open to both sides of the argument, man. Surely there's a middle ground to be fucking met. But what I'm saying is, this is when you'll see what influence religious doctrine has on the so-called independent media as well as the mainstream media. This is a talking point. Okay, because it's getting religious people who just think it's a sin, but a something sin. You know, like it's the vast majority of people that object to some sort of a sensible solution, some sort of a middle ground or whatnot to be put in place, and just come at it like, no, suicide, no, full stop, are your extreme religious people. Agree, disagree, I don't know, but I would argue the vast majority of people that have been in that circumstance would probably sway towards putting the power in the people in the circumstances, you know, and having some middle ground. Because I would dare suggest there's got to be obviously some checks and balance to make sure that sons and daughters just suddenly popping off their old da and ma for monetary reasons, you know, because I dare say that could happen. So there's got to be a middle ground. But again, make up your own mind. See how many times this topic comes across your path in the next few days, has it ever really affected you? It won't really affect you until it does affect you, and then to me, I would go to the people that's been in that circumstance and ask them for their opinion. And where my head's at now, I would argue the vast majority of people that I've heard that are in that position sway towards, obviously, I say obviously, if that's the route people go down, definitely make sure none of and it's a genuine position and all that jazz, and the checks and balances have been done, but definitely like change the law to make sure people don't get prosecuted, although I've never heard of anybody getting prosecuted for that. And I've heard of people using Dignitas before, and I can only imagine that their family members went with them. And I've never ever heard, I'm not saying it's not happened because I've never checked it out. This isn't something that's thankfully affected me as of yet. But it's certainly nothing I'm getting my knickers in a twist. As I say, I think the decision making should be put in the hands of the people that have been in that circumstance, not crazy religious people who have made up their mind before ever being in that situation. And it just comes from reading a book that's written by man to control man. Anywho, so you make up your own mind. But just ask yourself, how many times will that come across your path today? I think there might even still be. Right? See, 10 years ago, would you have got her on your TV? No, she wouldn't be on here if it wasn't to tick boxes and keep people happy. And Widdicombe, these are the people now that's like getting listened to as like some sort of a wise political figures. Boris Johnson, Nigel Vag on I'm a Celebrity. Abortion! Bing! I don't say that yesterday. Well, that's just touching on what I said there. There's been no change in the law with the abortion stuff, but it wasn't getting acted on basically. Same with this fucking charging people for assisted suicide. I don't think the police are acting on it. So the change of law, it's all blust and no muster. So again, it's bringing that topic to be a talking point when it's irrelevant because nobody's getting prosecuted for it. But now, everybody's chatting about it. Anywho, just thought that was interesting. Have a nice one, y'all. Cheese. No cats or cheese were used in this film. Only a monkey.